Alright everybody, to give you a little insight, today it's tree chipping time. Yesterday I was busy on this property doing the spring cleanup and tree trimming services. So I got most of everything done yesterday, but I had a little bit of branches that I had to finish chipping today, so it just got to be too late last night and I had a small little load, so I had to come back out to the customer's house today to finish up with a little bit of chipping, and then I had some suckers to remove on some various trees and so forth. A lot of little stuff I had to do today. But anyway, here's a little bit of footage of what goes on with the tree chipping part of my service. So owning a tree chipper is a handy machine to have. I've had this machine for 10 to 15 years now, and it is a very handy machine to have. It eliminates the need of having to haul brush piles away. I can just throw the stuff in the chipper, blow it in the truck, and it's basically a done deal. But hopefully you stick around. I do have a little bit of commentary throughout the video here and there. And then at the end I have a little bit about what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So, but hope you stick around and watch the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to hit the subscribe button, you know where the button is. So, but I'll talk to you in a little bit though. Right here you're going to notice me with a handsaw. I'm just cutting a branch that has a 90-degree elbow on it. It wouldn't want to go through the machine good, and quite frankly I'm just using a handsaw quickly because getting a chainsaw to do what I just had to do would have been more effort than what it was worth. So if you see me cut a branch here and there, it's just that I'm trying to cut the branch so that it will go into the machine a lot easier. But anyway, here you're going to see that I actually stopped the machine temporarily, and what happened is the branch kind of bogged the engine down a little bit, and if I don't stop it, it will stall the engine. So I just paused the machine so that the engine can build back up to speed. Sometimes it happens if I just put too thick of a branch in it. It's not really a big deal. I just let the machine build back up its momentum. I go back to it and it pulls the branch in. So okay, right about here you're going to see me reaching into the machine. When I'm reaching into this machine, some people are thinking, whoa, he's not paying attention to safety protocol. Well, to give you a little bit of insight, for me to get caught in this machine, I would have to literally climb into the whole machine. From the base of the machine, it's approximately 4 feet deep. So me getting caught in the machine is almost impossible. And even if I did, there's a safety precaution on this machine where the infeed wheel would actually stop. And plus, I also have the reverse bar literally right in front of me. So if you're thinking that I was being unsafe in that aspect, I'm actually safer than most people could ever imagine. I've ran this machine for approximately 15 years and I know how this machine runs. So yeah, I wasn't being unsafe. It's just sometimes you got to do it, especially if you have a branch that's twisted. You sometimes have to force it into the machine a little bit. So I just figured I'd touch base on that and let people know. No, I wasn't getting anywhere near the infeed wheel because it's really far in there. You really got to climb into the machine in order to get caught. So anyway, as to safety, you will notice that I actually have chaps on and I also have ear protection on. When you're running a tree chipper, the ear protection is actually something you do want because these machines are actually loud when you're standing next to them. The decibels on some of these machines can be over 80 to 100 decibels, so it is something that you do want to think about when you're running a tree chipper. Yesterday when we were running the machine, it was running for over half the day, so yeah, you do want to wear ear protection when you're running these machines. I have my chaps on because just before this I was doing some actual cutting with chainsaw. But that is something else that you actually do want to have on too, even if you're just running a chipper, because if you're dealing with certain branches, they'll catch your pants and it just safety. So it appears that the chaps are kind of a little bit loose and they can get snagged, but you actually do want chaps on when you're running the machine also. And on the subject of safety also, gloves. That's a big question mark. Some people will say it's a no-no. In my case, I try not to use gloves because unless I'm dealing with pine sap trees, then you kind of have to have gloves on. But gloves can be a big question mark. Same thing with coats. You'll see I have a coat on. It's only 40 degrees today, so baggy clothes can be a question mark. But in today's instance, it's kind of a requirement. One of those things where you just got to use your best judgment and be safe on what you're doing. So running a chipper is literally all about safety, and if you know what you're doing and you're safe, you should be safe. Okay, here you're going to see a perfect example of where that reverse comes in handy. I'm having a problem where the branch is actually not wanting to go in the machine, so I'm having to back the branch out and finagle the branch. There must be an elbow or something that's being jammed in the machine. I'm not quite sure, but you'll notice my hand is on a big bar that goes all the way around the machine. I'm slowly working the piece of the branch into the machine, so that's where the reverse bar is. I push on the bar and it puts the machine in the reverse mode. Okay, here you're gonna see me doing spot cleanup. The theory on this is when you have all the little branches laying around, you're seeing me picking up little twigs. And the theory on this is you leave the property better than what you arrived at the property. So when you have all those little sticks laying around, it's best to pick them up and not make it the customer's problem. So yeah, picking up a lot of the little twigs that you see laying around and throwing them in the chipper, it pays off in the long run because then you're, like I said, leaving the property in better condition than when you arrived. And that's the whole goal of when you're doing service such as this. You want to leave the customer with a good impression that you do quality work. So, but anyway, everyone wants to know what's involved in cutting down trees. It's actually pretty straightforward. I don't even have everything here because I didn't need everything from yesterday, but some of the simplest things: pole saw, hand pole saw. In the back of the truck here, I believe, I have the chainsaw sitting there. It's kind of covered up, but one of the chainsaws, backpack board, that normally you need, gas cans, some bar oil, and the do-it-all chainsaw box that when you run into an issue, usually everything for the chainsaw is in there. Road cones in case you're chipping on the road, but it's pretty much a straightforward operation when you're doing trees. Unless you need an aerial lift, it's just a bunch of basic fundamental tools. The chipper is the most expensive besides the aerial lift. Aerial lift is actually expensive. But anyway, in case you're wondering, the buckets of preen there. Preen is actually the landscaper's secret to keep weeds out of beds. And here there's approximately 20 yards worth of wood chips in the bed. So when you apply preen, if you apply it correctly, your weeds are virtually zero. So you will get some weeds here and there, but the preen is what keeps the weeds away. And if anybody who's a seasoned landscaper, they'll tell you preen is the way to go. I've used preen for over 10 plus years, and I have yet to have a substantial problem of preen if they're regularly treated. They say every 3 months you catch it once in the spring, and usually you're good to go. Usually a hand spreader such as what you see there does the trick. So, but anyway, yeah, this is basically the straightforward operation. So okay, everybody, give you a little insight on tomorrow's project. No, it's not the wood pile, but all these apple trees had trimmings done about 2-3 weeks ago. And seeing I had the chipper out, which I knew I was going to need the chipper eventually this spring to do the other job. But I have basically all these apple trees to chip up all the branches and so forth so we can do the spring cleanup, which that's also going to occur this week. There's approximately 8 acres of land here that I got to do a spring cleanup on. And when I say spring cleanup, I got to thatch the entire lawn with my John Deere. So, a lot of work involved. Right here, there's only about 3/4 of an acre that you're actually quickly seeing. There is a lot of property here. Right in front of you there, you'll see the wood pile. That's where I store a lot of my firewood. Split firewood, there's probably about 6 cords of firewood sitting there. The firewood that isn't split, I'm going to say there's probably about 10 dump truck loads of firewood from last season. So there is a lot of wood there. But anyways, that's what's going to be going on tomorrow. But if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you know where the subscribe button is, and hope to see you on the next video.